welcome to the first installment of the Tire Lab. Hello, my name is Chris Murray, a performance coach with Around the Wheels. Who is Around the Wheels? We're informationalists. We're dedicated to presenting the automobile service industry with 21st century information, techniques, ideas, concepts, and processes that will make you money. Our motto, "That's where your money is," means exactly what it says. You know, over 2/3 of the work that you sell in your entire career will come from around the wheels. Like tires, brake pads, brake rotors, alignments, rotations, bearings, shocks, struts, etc. Specific knowledge about all of these components and processes will be vital to your immediate financial success. So what is a lab? Well, a lab is a place where experiments are run on theories, ideas, processes, and procedures. You know what a lab is. These are tested, examined, and studied, then either proven false and cast aside, or proven viable and further refined. Why a lab as opposed to a class or a conference or even a seminar? These aren't just words. They are actually a method of information conveyance or education, and they're all different. Every generation has been conditioned from the age of 5 or 6 to learn, but in a different way from the previous generations. For instance, baby boomers born between 1945 and 1965 learned by memorization, recitation, and rote. Gen X born between 1966 and 1986 were taught in a method of forced immersion, such as rapid-fire historical dates, political eras, and historical dynasties. For them, learning was like taking a sip of knowledge from a fire hose of information. And then Generation Z experienced a revolution of sorts in 2 ways. First was the method of presentation of ideas, discussion, and reasoned conclusions. That was coupled with videos, iPads, and other self-paced learning methods and devices. That's how you learned. Classrooms, conference rooms, and seminars are simply outdated and unrecognized methods by our audience, which is you. A lab is ideally suited to you. We present information and you decide what and how to convert it into sales. Around the Wheels' objective is that you complete the Tire Lab with a clear understanding of the myths and the facts surrounding tires. This will allow you to take that knowledge and develop your own sales process. This will afford your customers a higher level of care and transparency in every interaction with you. Around the Wheels developed the Tire Lab specifically to examine why dealerships sell 100% of the new vehicles, but only 8% of the replacement tires. We also wanted to determine why the price clubs, with there's only 4,000 locations, sell more tires than car dealerships with over 16,000 locations. In the Tire Lab, you'll be exposed to the basics of tires, including the finer details, the nitty-gritty, if you will, to fully understand the product. This will allow you to determine what techniques will work for you and which ideas are conference room nonsense. Once a person has command of the basic principles of any product or service, and they fully understand the technical aspects of that product or service, well, they will have the ability to explain in the terms the customer will understand the need for tires and related services. Around the Wheels is a very simple goal and a desire to help develop and be associated with top income earners. The first plateau or level for our advisors is $100,000 annually. That's just the beginning, but it all starts with the Tire Lab. There's a reason our motto is Around the Wheels, as I said, because that's where your money is, because that is where your money is. Now here's what you'll need for the Tire Lab. 1, a positive mental attitude. 2, an open mind to new ideas. 3, strong desire to better serve your customers. 4, your cell phone to record ideas and thoughts. 5, enthusiasm. So again, why a lab for tires? That's a good question. And simply put, it's the first step to becoming a member of the 1%er in the automobile business. Earning more than $100,000 a year is truly a significant accomplishment, and it's a worthy goal. And at least it's the first step in what we hope is a long and rewarding career. Why stop at $100,000? So let's begin with the 6 functions of a tire. Now, you know, when most people think of tires, they get a little agitated or apprehensive because tires are varied. People only think about their tires when the tires need to be replaced or if they have a flat or some other road hazard or damage. Otherwise, it's out of sight, out of mind, as they say. But take a step back now, and I want you to think about the fact that tires are the only safety device that touches the ground. That elevates the tires to the same level of safety importance as brakes, or even slightly above brakes. The tire is the result of 125 years of constant improvement, engineering, design, and space-age material, all designed to last longer, drive better, and keep us safer. But no matter how advanced these tires are, they still require care, maintenance, and observation. The tire has 6 specific jobs: traction, tracking, cornering, braking, acceleration, and absorption. Those are the 6 jobs. When a tire wears from normal driving conditions, the ability to satisfactorily perform these 6 jobs deteriorates. To one degree or another, the wear of a properly maintained tire is linear or predictable, wearing at a very consistent rate. Now that's really peace of mind in that a customer can be informed months in advance of the upcoming need for tire replacement. This eliminates the surprise that so many customers experience that don't pay attention to their tires. So why bother learning about the 6 jobs of a tire? Well, knowledge is power, but it also adds credibility and integrity to our profession. The road to becoming a retail tire expert, it's not long and it's not very difficult, but it is necessary. The first job of a tire is traction. That simply means grip. The 4 tires are supporting 2 tons of vehicle that might be moving well in excess of the speed limit. Without traction or grip, that vehicle becomes a very serious threat to everyone near it. We need grip on pavement that has sand, gravel, dirt, rain, sleet, snow, ice, maybe 150-degree surface temperatures and more. Grip is enormously important to a vehicle. Tread design, materials, and tread depth are a large part of the grip quotient that tires provide. The part of the tire that touches the road is called the contact patch, which is less than a quarter of the size of a standard sheet of paper. Traction essentially allows you to put the vehicle where you want it to go. When traction is compromised, the car will put you somewhere entirely different than where you intended it to go. You'll go where it wants you to go. The second job of a tire is tracking. The front wheels do the steering, and the back wheels will follow or track through a turn. And that requires tread and traction on the back wheels just as much as on the front wheels. The tracking is what keeps the back wheels from coming around while a vehicle is turning. If the back end does not track and it continues to travel in the same direction it was going before the front wheels were turned, then it's referred to as coming around. And that destabilizes vehicles and causes accidents, probably more accidents than most anything else. You know, there's a myth in the business that the tread depth on the back tires doesn't really matter, but in many instances, that tread depth is as important on the rear as it is on the front, sometimes even more. Traction and tracking go together like a hand and a glove. It's a perfect fit. The original equipment manufacturer not only designs the automobile itself, but they have a tremendous amount of influence and input on the design of the tires that will ultimately be delivered on their vehicle. Why not just buy a tire that's already in production? That would normally be a great question. Some manufacturers do on some models, but not most. Safety is one of the driving factors in an automaker's success, and tires are a key safety feature in earning the safety ratings applied to vehicles every single year. That alone is motivation enough for the OEM to partner and have input on the tire design. The tread design, compound, and sidewall characteristics are all necessary to fit the engineering design specifications of the new model. The tire must perform in a specific manner in all 6 jobs that are assigned to it. This ensures a smooth test drive for prospective customers, fuels positive first impressions of the automotive press, and helps earn the raving reviews and safety designations that are doled out by the safety rating groups every single year. There's no pun intended when we say a lot is riding on those tires. The third job of the tire is braking. Fresh tires with perfect tread, a proper tread pattern, and all the other engineering marvels designed into the tires. It's risky enough as it is. Combine that risk with bald tires, and you've got a whole new level of danger. You know, the distance it takes to stop a vehicle in a panic situation with bald tires can double, triple, or worse. In fact, some vehicles don't stop until there's an impact. Braking is not just pads and rotors, not by a long shot. The fourth job of the tire is acceleration. You know, there's a term in drag racing and street racing that's called hooking up. Now, that is when the tire connects to the pavement and slippage is eliminated, allowing the maximum grip for acceleration. On a passenger vehicle, acceleration is as much of a safety device as anything else that's on the vehicle. Merging with traffic, passing vehicles, avoiding reckless drivers are only a few of the circumstances where acceleration is a vital safety component, and subpar tires compromises that. Tread pattern, tread wear, inflation, and sidewall specifications all play a role in aiding acceleration. The fifth job of the tire is lateral stability. Now, this one requires some imagination. The sidewalls of a tire hold all the weight of the vehicle, not the tread. A thin sidewall allows the vehicle to vacillate from side to side. So the engineers design additional layers into the sidewall. A layer, by the way, is called a ply. There are between 4 and 6 plies on a passenger car tire and up to 12 ply on truck tires that haul and tow. The more layers, the more plies, the stiffer the ride. Oftentimes people buy new tires because of the price, because it was right, but didn't pay attention to specifications, only to end up with a terrible ride. Either it's too soft or it can be like driving concrete tires. Improper ply specifications can make a vehicle unsafe at any speed and can also adversely affect braking, acceleration, and turning. Sixth job of a tire is air. It sounds funny, but the air inside of those tires is enormously important to the suspension of your vehicle. The tire is a pre-shock absorber, taking the brunt of the slight bumps and surface irregularities and all manner of dips and rolls found on the surfaces that our vehicles occupy. If the suspension components like struts or shocks had to absorb all of those irregularities, they'd wear out in no time at all. So let's review the 6 jobs. Traction, or grip. Tracking, which keeps the rear wheels behind the front wheels. Braking. Acceleration. Lateral stability or sidewall strength. And air, which is that pre-shock absorber. How then does wear prevent a tire from doing those jobs? The materials, engineering, design, and manufacturing processes are the state of the art, but time, use, mileage, and maintenance are the determining final factors for the life of a tire. You will witness how wear affects the life of a tire in upcoming labs, actually. You now got a great deal of information, and we need transformation to get you more sales and income right away. Transformation requires action on your part. Over the next week or so, you need to take action and begin to put this knowledge to good use. Step 1 is to begin a visual and tactile examination of the customer's tires upon entry into the service drive. That means you need to be proactive and meet the customers at their vehicle. You know, I'm sure there's a million excuses as to why you can't do this, but the reality is that you can. You can make anything happen that you care enough to make happen. When you think you can do something, you can. When you think that you cannot do something, then you cannot. It is all and always has been up to you. I'm Chris with Around the Wheels. Thanks for listening.